Hey guys, it's Christina of Crafty Paws. I wanted to come on and share a last minute birthday card that I made for my brother-in-law. It was his birthday on Tuesday, and just before I was running to catch an airplane for a last minute trip to visit my brother, I realized I didn't have a card for him. So I decided I was going to use my I Wuff You set from Art Impressions, and I made this little homemade action wobble card. And I actually entered it into the Art Impressions blog challenge, and I was one of the lucky winners. If you might recognize some of these little pieces back here, I was in such a rush to make this card. I just looked around on my craft desk and picked up pieces that were left over from the Bulldog Peekaboo card that I made last week for my hubby's aunt who wasn't feeling well. So this back piece here, this little golden shimmery ring there, and the other papers are from my stash. I had gotten them from a D-stash from Carol Watson, who's Crafty Carolina Gal. And I colored up this little puppy with my Copic markers, and I stamped out the image twice, and I cut out the head away from the body in one of them and added a little action wobble so the little puppy can nod up and down. I thought it came out really cute. If you're interested in the Copic colors, please check out my blog post that I'll link to below. I was running to the airport to go catch a flight to New York City to visit with my brother and work on some things related to his kidney failure. Hopefully we'll get some good news in the near future, and I will keep you all updated, but please keep my brother and our family in your prayers. We are really hoping that something can be worked out. Now I'll attach a slideshow of the places that I was walking past and through while we were in New York this past week up at Mount Sinai Hospital. And if you guys aren't interested in the vlog, you can stop the video right here. Everything else is non-crafty. Thanks for watching. Bye. This is just a quick shot of the airplane that I took from Atlanta to LaGuardia Airport in New York City. I did want to mention also that over this past week I have fallen way behind in YouTube videos, not just loading them, but also watching. So I don't know that I'll ever catch up. So I do apologize for all of you guys whose videos I normally love to watch. Now, Mount Sinai Hospital is on the Upper East Side in New York City, and it is right up against, or some of the buildings are right up against Central Park. So during some of the break times, I went to Central Park and just took in some really great weather. Now, usually Central Park is not this empty, but I picked an area that showed the beautiful green expanses in Central Park with incredibly huge apartment buildings in the background. I think that's one of the amazing sights of Manhattan. Since Manhattan is so densely populated, I think open spaces like this are essential. This granite and bronze monument is right along the side of the reservoir by 5th Avenue and 90th Street. And it's a memory of John Purroy Mitchell, who was the youngest New York City mayor, I think back in the early 1900s. He's credited with opening up the first water tunnels, which is why his monument is by the reservoir. Now, this is a sight that you probably don't see unless you're in Manhattan, and it's two dog walkers that are walking their clients. And because most people in New York City don't have yards, their dogs need to go out for walks at various times of the day. So this is a pretty common sight in the city. Now, this is a view from the side of the reservoir, and you see those two towers over to the right. That is 145 Central Park West, and the building right next door to it on the left is actually the Dakota, where John Lennon and Yoko Ono lived. This is the Guggenheim Art Museum, and I just think architecturally it is such a cool building. I didn't have a chance to go inside this time, but I do love the collection. And it's right by, just north of 5th Avenue and 87th Street, which is where the area is that's called Museum Mile. That's apartment buildings just beyond the street sign there, and those are multi-million-dollar apartments. Although you wouldn't know it if that was located somewhere else, by the looks of the outside. This is the obelisk that's located just behind the Metropolitan Art Museum. It's a Cleopatra's Needle, and it's one of the oldest monuments, both inside and outside of Central Park. It was constructed originally in 1450 BC by an Egyptian pharaoh. It was gifted to the US in 1880. This is one of my favorite statues in Central Park. It's obviously Alice in Wonderland and the other fantastic characters from Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. I thought I would leave the little kid in the picture since you could see the scale this way and know that little kids climb all over the statue all the time. This is the Little Pond by Curb's Boathouse. It's where they race remote-controlled little sailboats, and they have races on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. It's also the spot where Stuart Little, the little character by E.B. White, had the sailboat victory. What's amazing is that in this little pond there are fishes and turtles like this one swimming underwater. It's amazing how life just flourishes everywhere. Oh, here's some ducks that are swimming in the pond. It's always really beautiful around here. They used to have hawks that nested in the buildings across the way, but I don't know if those are still here. This is the Frick Museum. We were just walking by. As you can tell from this tour, I was walking from about 100th Street all the way down to about Midtown. And this is probably in the low 70s, I think. And then lastly, this is Christ Church. This is the church where my hubby actually went to preschool up on the top floor. I thought I would end with a personal little monument. And again, thanks so much for watching. Take care, everybody. I hope you guys are having a great day.